Congratulations, New York. You just elected a man who promised that he was going to pay all of your bills using the money from anyone who makes over $1 million a year. So before we fast forward to the oops, we're broke part of this story, let's talk some numbers. Currently, there are roughly 80 to 90,000 millionaires that live in New York City and about 125 billionaires. And between those two groups, they already cover about 48% of all of the city income taxes. But now Mamdani would like to jack up their taxes another 2%, as well as hike up corporate rate taxes on top of it. And y'all are all out here thinking that he sounds like Robin Hood. But here's what's actually happening. 10 to 15% of those millionaires are already planning to leave. Another 10 to 15% of the billionaires are shifting residency or moving operations out of the city. And another 3 to 5% of major companies are preparing to relocate entirely. Sorry, I left my crayons at home for this one, but that is a guesstimated $1.3 to $2.4 billion in lost tax revenue every single year. And when that money walks out the door, the city is not going to be chasing the rich. It's going to be chasing you. Because when the top leaves, the bill always trickles down. So when your rent starts to climb and your city taxes rise and your grocery bill goes up again, it's not because the rich got greedier. It's because your mayor ran the investors, the jobs, and the tax base out of town. And the only thing that's left to tax then is you. Is this the part where I say, I hope you get everything that you voted for? I know I'm still getting everything I voted for. Pretty dang happy with everything I voted for. Anyways, this was fun. Have a day.
So now that Mamdani won New York City mayoral race, here's a question I got for you. Who do you think's moving to New York City? Who's actually moving? Not forget about the people that are moving out. 756,000 families are definitely thinking about moving out of New York City. No. Who's moving to New York City? You may say nobody. You're wrong. A lot of people will. But you know what type of people? Let's go through it together. You think job creators are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think investors are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think families who want safety for their kids and the criminals to be kept into prison are going to be going to New York City? No. You think people that are pro Second Amendment, safety, low taxes are going to be moving to New York City? No. But who will be moving to New York City? If you're a criminal, it's a great time to move to New York City. Think about it. He wants to let people out of prison. Guess what? I'm not telling you to move there, but it's a great policy. If you're somebody that doesn't want to work at all and you just want entitlement programs, this is a massive opportunity to move to New York City. Massive opportunity to move to New York City. If you're an illegal immigrant, are you kidding me? Like this is heaven for you. He will protect you. Move to New York City. He will protect you. He's for you. So I think New York City is about to have a net migration increase, not decrease. Everyone's thinking they're going to lose people. They're not going to lose people. It's about to increase. Let me tell you what type of people are going to move there. All of those people we just talked about. FYI, I'm Armenian and a Syrian. You know when Armenians left Iran or Lebanon or Armenia, where they moved to? Glendale. And we all moved because we felt safer there. You know what type of people are going to move to New York City? People who are democratic socialists, people who are Muslims. I would feel safe there if he's the mayor. And people who are wanting entitlement programs. This guy's been raised by a rich family. Mom made money, dad's made money, and entitled. It's kind of cool. So guess what? To all the criminals, those who want entitlement programs, and illegal immigrants, you officially have a great city to move to. It's called New York City.
I want to say it very clearly. I will not defund the police.
I am in favor of defunding the police.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
I was speaking about Zerafui, my father's cousin.
I don't really have opinions about the future of Hamas and Israel beyond the question of justice and safety.
The struggle for Palestinian liberation was at the core of my politics and continues to be.
I am not, and nor have I ever called for the legalization of prostitution.
Do you support decriminalizing prostitution?
Yes. My fundamental belief that sex work is work.
I would be happy to work with the president and the administration.
What we need to be doing here in our city is to end the chapter of collaboration between City Hall and the federal government.
I don't believe that the role of the mayor is to police speech.
There are consequences for speaking up in favor of apartheid.
What we all feared has just happened, and it might be the wildest thing to hit American politics since Trump's election. For everyone still confused, Zohran Mamdani, a self-declared radical socialist, has just been nominated to become New York's mayor. What he's planning next will blow your mind, and once you understand the scope of it, you'll realize how hard life in this city could get overnight. And here's the craziest part. Long before this moment, Charlie Kirk warned exactly about this scenario. He called it early, laid out the signs, and nobody listened.
Okay, everybody, Zohran Mamdani, a radical socialist, is poised to win the Democrat primary in New York and become the likely next mayor of New York City. He wants to send social workers to crimes that a police officers. He's super weak on crime, which will make New York a very dangerous city, even more dangerous than it is right now. He wants the city to take over grocery stores, which is such an asinine, lunatic, insane idea. It's hard to even put it into words. More than anything else, though, he is a resentment-driven candidate who is going to try to promise the world utopia, and the result will be higher taxes, more dangerous cities, successful people will leave. Be careful what you vote for. Be careful what you wish for, because New York City has already been going down the toilet, and this guy will give it a push right off the cliff.
Now, everyone's asking the same question. What exactly is he planning to do next? Mamdani has promised rent-freeze ordinances, city-funded transit, and new taxes on high-income earners and large landlords. On paper, it sounds like relief for working families. But think about it. Each of those policies means more government spending, higher operating costs for businesses, and a city budget that already runs razor-thin pushed to the edge. A rent freeze may sound merciful, but without matching revenue, it squeezes small property owners and drives them out of the market. When that happens, big corporate landlords move in, prices rise again, and the same families the policy aimed to protect get priced out. The plan for free transit? It has to be paid for somehow, and that somehow usually means higher city taxes or new debt that lands on the next generation. Then there's his call for municipal ownership of utilities and banking services. To conservatives, that's a red flag for runaway bureaucracy. Another layer of public spending, new unions, and a mountain of liabilities if those agencies fail. Every dollar pulled from private industry to feed new public departments means fewer small businesses hiring, less innovation, and less flexibility when the economy tightens. And if you watch these closely, this isn't reform. It's the start of a slow economic contraction. Investors see instability and pull capital from New York. Small businesses stop expanding, and the tax base that funds schools and police begins to shrink. In the end, the promises of equality could leave the city less safe, less solvent, and less free.
Spiritual battle is coming to the West, and the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism to go after what we call the American way of life. Not to have my kid be taught the lesbian, gay, transgender garbage in their school, while also not having them have to hear the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day. That's important. We want the American way of life, which is, by the way, Christendom. Christians, our sacrifice, our toil, our vision, the outgrowth of the scriptures gave us Western civilization. And this is where I think is a great rallying cry. Doesn't matter if you're Hispanic, doesn't matter if you're Asian, doesn't matter if you're black or white. Everybody, if you are Christian and Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, these two threats are combining forces to come after us. And it's time that the church stands and rises up against it.
Yep.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
I want to remind you, brothers and sisters, that we as Muslims here in this part of the world have an agenda. What we're not trying to do is to assimilate into the American way. We're not trying to be like other Americans. That's not our agenda.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
What we are seeing and witnessing is a jihadist and Islamic agenda in motion. It's too late for New York. They didn't stand up, they believe the lies, and they have submitted themselves to be subject to this agenda. And if the rest of us don't fight back, we will be too. The Church of Jesus Christ has the power. But if we don't exercise the power we have, we automatically and by default give the power to the enemy.
And before I end the video, look at how Cuomo was reacting to Zohran winning. And just think about what would happen if the roles were reversed.